Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been quite a few time that I have uploaded a video. So if you haven't watched my previous 4 videos where I have completed how we can create a login page, a sign up page, and then how we can create a validations in Angular with reactive form, and then how we can create an actual API by using .NET Core, and how we can integrate that API. So this last 4 videos is revolving around that. So if you haven't watched this video, then please go ahead and watch it, because in this today's session we will be covering on the security part, how we can secure our Angular application. And for that I will be starting things off with the password encryption and decryption. All right, if you guys see here, so whatever I am signing up here from this particular sign up page, so whatever password I add here, so that is getting visible. So if you go here, so I have my API for this employee DB. If I just show this in the database, so let me just add a password first and then I can show you what actually I mean. Let me quickly add a name, John, with mobile number and with a Gmail ID. Let me add a password as admin @123, and let me select a user type as admin. If I click on sign up here, so I can see sign up is successful, and let me see in the database. So here you can see my password is visible, so whoever has the access for the database, he can see the user's password. I think this is wrong, right? So this is what we are going to do here, that we will try to encrypt this password. So how we can do it, so that we are going to learn here. So for that I will be using .NET Core as a backend, because I am a .NET full stack developer, so I will stick with that. So I will show you how we can encrypt and decrypt this password. All right, so encryption will be used when we are storing it, all right, in the database. But whenever we want to decrypt it, like whenever we are logging in, then at that time I want to decrypt that particular password. So for that I need decryption. So let me open up the Visual Studio Code here, and let me just show you how we can create that. So let me just stop this, it is already running. So let me just stop here, and for that let me create a helper class, okay, for my creating that encryption and decryption logic. So let me go here, right click on this employee API and click on add, click on new folder. Okay, let me create a helper folder, right, helpers. And inside this I will create a static class. So right click on the folder, click on add, and here you can see a class. So let's create a static class. Let me give it a name as encryption and decryption enc and dsc password. So this is my class name, enc dsc password, which is encryption and decryption. So let me create a static class. Alright, so I have created a static class, and here I need a key, I need a secret key which will hold that, like, just to add up and what we say an extra level of security. So let me create an secret key. So for that I will just have to create some random key. Okay, so for that let me just try to do it. So let me have a public static string secret key, and let me give some random, like @123 secret key, don't share, something, some random word here and there. Okay, so I added that. So now I will create a method to encrypt my password. So this is actually very basic, because we are just trying to convert the string into base 64, which is an encrypted format of a string. So we are just trying to do that. There are various way to do it, so I am just showing the basic one. So in the next video I will cover up how we can do it by AES and DES encryption. We have also a NuGet package bcrypt, we can use that as well. So I will show that in the next video, but for this video I'll stick with the basics, so that you must know, okay, how actually things works. All right, so let me just create a method, a static method. So I'll create a public static, okay, and this will be of type string because it should return a string. Let me give a method name as encrypt. So let me have that name, encrypt password. So it will take in parameter password, right? And now let me write the logic for that. So first I'll check if string is empty or not. So I'll say string dot is null or empty. So first I'll check that. If the string is null, so I'll return nothing. So I'll just return a blank. All right, so I'll return a blank string. And if there is a password, if there is a string, so if there is a password here, so for that let me try to add this. So let me just say password is equals to password plus I'm just concatenating this string, this secret key for extra level of security. That's all. All right. And what I can do is where I can just say I will convert this password into bytes. So where password in bytes. So this is very simple. So we are going to use encoding method here. So we have encoding. Okay, just press Ctrl and you just have to use the using system.text. Just here you can see it is imported here. So encoding dot utf. So we are going to use utf-8 and it will help us to create this into a bytes. So we are just converting this password string into bytes. This is what we did. All right, and whenever we return, we will return base 64 string, which is an encrypted format. So we will just say convert this byte to base 64. So we say to base 64. You can see to base 64 dot string, and we'll just pass this password in bytes. All right, so now this method will return this particular string, this particular line. So this will return that. So I'll show you while debugging it. Okay, no worries there. So we are successfully done the encryption. So now let me do it for decryption as well. So let me just copy this whole method. Let me paste it below and let me change the method name to decrypt password. Okay, so there is a mistake there. It should be outside of this. All right, now we can just change the name to decrypt password, and we will send the encrypted password here. So I'll say encrypted password. So we'll first again check if string is null or empty. So we'll check that. If it is empty, then we will return blank. If it is not, then we will write our logic here to decrypt it. So this will be reverse of this particular thing. So here we are converting it into bytes and we are converting it into base 64. So we will here do the reverse of that. So let us check what I will do here. So all we have to do is we just have to get that encoded bytes. So we'll say where encoded bytes. So we will get it from this. So we will just say convert dot from base 64. All right, and this will be coming from on the top, this encrypted password. Okay, so I have to pass this encrypted password here and now this will be our encoded bytes. All right, and now we'll get our actual password. So we'll say where actual password will be equals to, all we have to do, we just have to get the string from that byte. So I'll say encoding utf again, this one encoding dot utf-8 dot, we'll say get string. This time we'll say get string and we will pass that encoded bytes. That's all. Okay, now if you remember that we are concatenating this particular secret key with this, so we'll try to remove that secret key and because we just need the password. So I'll say again actual password will be is equals to, what I'll say that actual password dot, I'll use the substring which is start from the 0 comma, because our starting will be this our actual password and then we are concatenating this. So I'll say that actual password dot length, I'll have to minus that with my key dot length, which is my secret key dot length. So I will just minus that particular secret key length and I'll just return this now. So I'll say return actual password. That's all. So if you see here, our logic is ready for encryption and decryption. All right. So let me just see what, okay, it says expected. All right. So this is done. So our class is ready, encrypt and decrypt class is ready. We have to just use it this in login controller. So let's go inside the login controller and we will try to use it inside that. So whenever we are signing up, okay, so at that time I want to encrypt it. So let us try to do that. So if you see in the sign up logic, all we have to do is we just have to call our method. So here if you see we are getting the user object. Okay, let me try to just have it here. Okay, so I'll say user object dot password. Whenever we are storing it, before that we will change it. So what was the class name? Our class name is encdsc. So let me try to just say encdsc. We have to call it, so we'll say using, or we can use that bulb. Okay, we are getting that helper here of bulb that we can try, it will help us to import it. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to encrypt the password first. I'll say encrypt, and inside that we just have to pass the actual password which user will send while signing up. Okay, and here, so this will get encrypted and this will get stored inside our database. Okay, so in this way we are encrypting it. So now whenever user is login, so at that time we have to use it as well. We actually need that actual password as well. So for that, what we will do, just see here. So what I'll do here is I'll just say where user. So let me remove this, I don't need this logic for now. I'll directly say where user. Okay, where user is equals to, first I'll check the username is present or not. So I'll say context dot user model dot where a dot username, sorry, lambda expression. So a dot username is equals to my user object dot username if my username is present. So I'll first check that if my username is present. If username is not null, which means if username is not null and my password is equal to that, the password which user is sending. Okay, so for that I'll just say encdsc dot, here I want to decrypt the password. Okay, I'll say user dot password. All right, so let me just check why it is not working. Oh, sorry, so I need to just say dot first or default. This was missing there. Now it will bring up if the user is there, which means it is not null, and then it will take that value. And if I just say user dot password, this is what I want to decrypt it, is equal to my user object dot password. If these are equal and if this is present, then it will say login successful. Okay, so in this way we are actually using that particular helper class. Okay, so here we are decrypting it and on the top we are encrypting it. If I just save here, if I just try to run this application now, and let's check what happens. So let it get run. So here you can see our server is running now. So let us just try to see. So let me just open up my Angular application, localhost. Let me try to sign up a new user. I'll say Alex, some number, alex@gmail.com. Let me add a password as admin admin@123, and let me select a user as employee and let me click on sign up. All right, let me just, okay, so you can see sign up is successful. Let me check in the database what it has stored. So if I refresh this, I can see that my password is encrypted now. So previously it was not encrypting it. Now I can see my password is encrypted. All right, so now if I just, let me just try to log in now. Let me check if login is working or not. So let me try to do it. If I go here, if I just say alex@gmail.com and I know the password admin@123, if I click on login, I can see the login is success. which means our logic is working correctly. Now no one can see. Suppose if anyone has access to the database, so he will not be able to get the password, what the password is, because it is encrypted. So this was very important as a security, that you should not just display the password in the database. So this is the best method by which you can encrypt your password. All right, so let me just try to just debug it once, and let me try to show you, if because some people really need a good understanding how things are working and all that. Okay, so let me just try to have that here. So let me have a debug point here where it is encrypting it. All right, or let me just have it here, somewhere here. Okay, and let me have the logic for this login as well. So if I actually go here and sign up, okay, let me log out and let me try to sign up again. So this time I'll sign up with my name. Okay, this time I'll use this one, and I'll use password as 12345 and user type as admin. Okay, if I click on sign up, okay, I can see my hit key in here, and it checks if user is null or not. So I have a user object, so it will not return this, it will go here. And now if you see, this is my password. Okay, and what I am doing, I'm encrypting this password now. So this is what I am doing here, encrypting the password. If I go inside this and see the logic, how actually things are working. Okay, if I just play around with this, so I am actually passing this password to this method, encrypt password. And what it is doing, it is first adding this password with the secret key. Now you can see it is adding that my actual password with the secret key which I have added on the top. So it is just concatenating that on this particular line number 20. If I go forward, I can see this is actually creating that particular thing into bytes. So this has been created into a bytes. All right, and now I am using this byte. Now this byte is getting converted to base 64 string. Okay, and if I go here, and it is returning that particular string. All right, and this gets encrypted. Now if you see this user dot password, this get encrypted in this way. Okay, now this is some encrypted, so no one can decode this. All right, and if I go here again, and this is getting added inside our database, and this is saving the changes. That's all. All right, and in this way our sign up was successful. Right, and if I try to log in, password is 1234. If I click on login, let me go here, it came to this particular line. It first check if the user is there or not. Okay, so the user is present, so, and the password is this. And now this particular line will try to decrypt it. If I go inside that, now you can see the encrypted password is this encrypted. It will check if it is not null. Okay, it is not null, so it will go forward and it will run this else block. And now it will go and try to, like, it will again come into that encoded bytes, and this bytes will get again converted into string. This is just the reverse of that, and I am just removing that and just converting this to an actual password, and this actual password is getting sent to that particular method where it is called. That's all, and this is what it is checking, that if this decrypted password is equal to the password which user is sending. If this is correct, then login success. That's all, and I can see the login is success, and I can enter the particular application and I can access it. All right, so this was all about how we can encrypt and decrypt password in Angular and plus in .NET Core, because we are writing that logic in .NET Core. For like, the front end is obviously your Angular, so Angular is doing nothing. Angular is just sending that actual data like username and password. That's all. The logic is written inside the .NET Core. All right, and this is actually quite simple and the easiest way what actually is happening inside the application, like in the backend. All right, so this was just an easiest way to do it, but there are also 2-3 ways by which we can do it, and they are also called as recommended way because they are actually more precise and more security oriented. So we will also try to learn that also in the next session. So this was just a basic one which I have explained you guys. All right, so if you have any doubt regarding to this, you can comment down, like you have that comment section. All right, so there you can write all your doubts. I will be definitely gonna answer each and every doubt there. And if you have, like if you have some anything else the project to do, if you have any ideas you want to share with me so that we can create it together, so you can just join my Telegram channel where we can discuss it out and we will try to create that, and at the same time we'll learn that as well together. All right, so that's all from my end in this video. So goodbye and take care.